We're going to begin the awards ceremony and the 45th anniversary, Sapphire anniversary of Ink and Clay. This is a big deal. I hope that, I'm glad you're all here. Thank you so much. So how many of you had a chance to go to the Photopia, the Ray Camp's show across the way? What did you guys think?
Don't take it down.
Don't take it down.
It should travel. It should travel.
Oh, it should travel. I'll let Ray know that. I think he'd love that. Yeah. Oh, good. Good. All right. Yes, it is coming down after tomorrow. So if anybody wants to bring anybody else, that will be open, and this show will continue to be open tomorrow from 12 to 4. So you can always come on back. And then this show closes on November 17th. So there's plenty of time to come back if you didn't get a chance to see everything today. Okay. So again, welcome here to our 45th anniversary of Ink and Clay. One big cheer for this wonderful event today. And thank you all for being here. A year ago, tomorrow, on the 25th anniversary of 9/11, many of us gathered around little screens of our computers, phones, and tablets to meet on Zoom for a virtual kickoff of this Ink and Clay 45, a Sapphire anniversary. And it's been a long and tiring period these last few years. But here we are, finally in person to celebrate our 45th anniversary in style. During last year's event, I began by reading a letter written by Laura Locke, the president of the American Alliance of Museums, located in Washington, D.C. Her letter began with this. In Washington, D.C., the beautiful, crisp, bright blue sky on the eve of the anniversary of 9/11 is very reminiscent of that morning 20 years ago, tomorrow 21 years, of course, and a sobering reminder of how quickly and dramatically life can change. Media coverage of the devastated Twin Towers, a field in Pennsylvania, and fiery damage to the Pentagon are often what is shown in commemorating the anniversary of 9/11 each year. This has had me pondering what is exactly we should never forget. Certainly, we should never forget to pay tribute to thousands of innocent people who died in those attacks, and in the following years who have suffered and died from the toxic air and debris they inhaled, and the war that followed, subsequent occupations, and recent departures. Much like last year, I again would like us to take a moment of silence and tribute for all those who perished tragically in that fateful day on 9/11, that Tuesday morning, and their families who have had to bear the weight of their loss for all these years, and will continue for many more. The first responders who bravely sacrificed themselves and or who continue to live with that aftermath. To those brave soldiers that went to war, to those who fought and died, to those who suffered lifelong injuries in body, mind, and soul as a result. To those who remain affected every day by the results of this war and saddening recent series of events in Afghanistan as we withdrew from this war 20 years later. Please let us pause in silence and homage to all those who are impacted by this day, which will be, of course, tomorrow, 20 years ago, and every day since. While we saw the worst of humanity on 9/11/2021, we also saw the best in humanity as a result. Much like we've seen these last few years with those frontline workers dealing with a seemingly endless pandemic, I am certain we are always in awe of first responders and the selfless service and true bravery of those who run into danger while most of us might run away. Like healthcare practitioners throughout the pandemic, and like those who rush to help when wildfires and flood emergencies happen, we appear, to be experiencing this more and more due to climate change. The first responders demonstrate the best of humanity. As I grow older with each passing year, I'm convinced that service to others in all its forms is our highest calling. For me today and every day, I think about what I do and what I've dedicated myself to as an academic gallery arts professional. It is in my service to this campus, its faculty and students, and the community around it Through my dedication to visual arts, art history, exhibition design, and ethical gallery practices, that I fulfill my highest calling. My student assistants, most of whom were born after 9/11, are my greatest strength. Without them, I would be unable to accomplish anything. I would like to invite them up here today to get your recognition for all that they have put into this 45th anniversary show, both last year and this year, with this on-site exhibition, receiving and installation, marketing, and website on gallery presentations, as well as the accompanying exhibition catalog, which is soon to come. So in order of seniority, I hope that my staff is listening. Please come up. I know they're busy running around too. Molly O'Connor, architecture major. Come on. Molly has assisted rigorously in the virtual exhibition that we created last year, in the development and building of our websites. She is now working on editing the catalog for Ink and Clay, and she also helped with art receiving this year. Emily Taub, also an architecture major. Also helping with virtual exhibitions, our website, loan agreement processing, a lot of you artists know what I'm talking about, social media, and also art receiving. Venus Valderrama Gonzalez is a visual communication design major. Venus has been instrumental in working on marketing materials for Ink and Clay and doing all our promotional e-blasting, helped with our art receiving, as well as installation of this exhibition. Hannah Gray, who's a sociology major, and art history minor, also assisted this summer. She just started in July and really learned a lot really fast. She helped with art receiving and photo documenting our shipments, as well as the installation of this exhibition, and is now helping with communications and promotion. Ali Abdul Mateen El, I hope he's back from the Huntley Gallery. He may not be here yet. Oh, we'll skip. Oh, yeah. Who also started in July and also learned a lot about art receiving, about photo documenting works as they also come in shipment, and an installation and installing the show. And then last but not least is Piper Bridgman, art history major, who just started 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Very new and is also picking up a lot as she goes right here. She's been helping a lot with guest services, sitting the Huntley, and is in training right now. They are a very dedicated and reliable crew, one of the many that I've had the luck of having over the years. I am very, very lucky and feel so grateful to them, especially for those who were working with me during COVID. Can you raise your hands? Yeah. Come on, Venus. Yeah. While we kept operations going. Now there's several students who graduated last year, about 5 of them that aren't here, but we remember them too. But anyway, without them, thank you all for caring about the galleries and everything we do the same way I do. Much like the first responders I was talking about earlier, they're following their calling, and I'm glad to just be a part of their lives. Cheers to them for making this all possible. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Please thank them. I'm inspired not only by my student assistants, but also my role in the role of museums and academic galleries and helping us heal, continue to learn and grow, and preserve the stories and their lessons for generations to come. Many of those of you who are here today are also following your calling, dedicating yourselves to your craft, to the fine arts. Sharing this with an academic institution and to the world is also a valuable service to others, and it's your calling. For many of you, education is also your calling, and it is also for me. No one says you have to limit yourselves to just one calling after all. So I thank you for being here today with me and all of my student gallery staff to share your calling, your work, your lives with me and all of us on such an important day. Some have asked me why schedule this event, the 45th anniversary of Making Clay, on or around 9/11. Well, to tell you the truth, I felt it was important to share this day, both the anniversary and 9/11, with a group of people together. With those who share the same desires to tell the truth and raise voices through their calling. Art is a unique language. It's a visual language that has the ability to communicate in ways that no other language can. It can communicate to others who cannot speak the same verbal language as ourselves. It can communicate to those who have difficulty communicating at all. It can affect change, create new ways of thinking, build understanding, and allow for an exchange of ideas in which words alone cannot do. It makes one feel something that someone else might be feeling, or think something someone else might be feeling or thinking. Spark a new idea, have a sense of humor, play with innuendo, make historical commentary, educate and change minds, or reiterate what you already see as true. It can help put each other in one another's shoes, in one another's histories, in one another's lives, in order to better understand one another, share stories with one another, share emotions, and most importantly, share ideas. This year, we asked you all to combine the use of ink and clay and or both in combination with the theme, the art of type, where text, typography, symbols, and language could be used in visual art media to communicate fine art in a special and different and diverse, inclusive way. And you did, very successfully in fact. This was the first time I have seen all three jurors gravitate to many of the same works as the top choice awards unanimously. They also had a plethora of individual choices, some that were unanimous, others that were 2 out of 3 jurors agreed upon at different instances. The jurors gave us as many as 15 plus recommendations for purchase awards to be made by the university this year. That says so much about the quality and dedicated effort made by all of the selected artists presented today. And to commemorate these two events together, 9/11 and our 45th Sapphire anniversary, how different they may seem is a way of doing just that. Remembering is important, knowing our calling, raising our voice, and following through action is just as important. And I believe these last few years, if anything, have taught us just that. To help me award the 2021 Virtual Jury Choice Awards, which we did do at last year's Zoom event, but we want to do it here now publicly. Please welcome our jurors who are here today, and I believe Dave Leffner, I know is here. Is there any other juror that arrived today? Is Christine Schumacher or Keiko Fukuzawa here? They did not commit to coming, but I just wanted to make sure. Well, please welcome Dave Leffner. Who is our wonderful ink juror and has been a juror before for us. And you also, I believe, participated in ink and clay many years back. Thank you so much for being here and for maintaining your relationship with us throughout all these years. Would you like to say a few words about your experience with this?
Briefly. Thank you very much. It's definitely been an honor to be asked to be a juror, as Michelle mentioned twice. So I got to see some of the inner workings of things because I've been part of it multiple times. And the main thing, aside from the art itself, but one of the big things that impressed me was the attention to the presentation, as Michelle already mentioned for staff. And that would it was incredible, like the level that they took for presenting and the labels and all the things, and it was just so impressive and so professional. And I think that really just is a testament to what Michelle does here, but as well as the amazing, talented students that she has that are working for her and learning all the things. And I think it's really just an incredible experience all around.
Thank you.
And so, in having that high level of work and showcasing it, I think that's the reason why the entries are so high and so amazing. It seems to get better and better. That the submissions are incredible. So, as a juror, this was a very difficult a task to tackle, because there was so much amazing work, and we really did have to go back and forth with a lot of things. But I was just really impressed by the whole submission thing, and so all the artists that submitted should definitely be really, really proud. And it was a great thing that it was such a challenge for all of us, because it really did push us to really try to hone in on all the amazing work too. So.
Thank you, David. I really appreciate that. So right now, these award winners should already know that they won awards because they got them last year, but we're going to present you again. So in front of everyone. So please be prepared to come on up. The first of the first of the 2021 Juror Choice Honorable Mentions. We start always with our honorable mentions and work our way up. So the honorable mention from the Ink Juror is David Leffner's choice for honorable mention is Robert Alexander's Terrain Tier Partie 1. If someone wouldn't mind turning the lights off in that corner over there, just carefully, just softly turn those on. There we go. I think you can see better now. So Robert Alexander couldn't be here today. I tried reaching out to him, and he and his wife had a camping trip planned, and they were up in the mountains. And I didn't call over and talk to them, and they said there was no way they were going to make it down. So they are sadly not here. The second honorable mention, Juror's Choice Honorable Mention by the clay juror Keiko Fukuzawa, goes to Mary Nash for Voices. Okay, and the next one goes is the 2021 Ink Jurors Virtual Choice Honorable Mention Award in Ink goes to Andra Brockelshen for The Little Black Dress. Okay. Next, for the 2021 Clay Jurors Virtual Choice Honorable Mention Award in Clay for Project Pills is Shoko Tanaka. I don't believe he's here. And by the way, we do mail these off to them. We don't keep them. Next is 2021 Curatorial Jurors Virtual Choice Honorable Mention Award to Jane Springwater. Okay, and then next is 2021 Curatorial Jurors Virtual Choice Honorable Mention Award in Clay to Kathy Yoshihara. Okay, and next is the 2021 Jurors Second Place. Now we're in the Second Place Awards. Jurors Second Place Virtual Choice Award in Ink goes to Andrew Lawson for Disinformation Playhouse. This is what happens when you're in a national show. Not everybody's able to make it. The next award goes to the 2021 Jurors Second Place Virtual Choice Award in Clay, Luciano Pimienta for Bullo del 50. Is Luciano here? I thought he might be here. He is local, so maybe he just didn't. This person, I'm not sure is here, and this is for the 2021 Jurors First Place Virtual Choice Award in Ink, and that's Sarah Bryant for the Radiant Republic. Sorry, Brian. All right, the next award is the 2021 Jurors First Place Virtual Choice Award in Clay to Jason McCormack, who is here today. Taking all the way from New York. And the 2021 Jurors First Place Virtual Choice Award in Combined Use of Ink and Clay. Unfortunately, she is in New York and is not able to be here. That is Joy Notch. Thank you so much, Dave, for coming, and for I'll ask you to come up a little bit later as well, so stay nearby. Thank you to all our jurors, and please, again, take a moment to read their bios and text panels that are exhibited in the Corridor Gallery today, if you have a chance. The next thing I'd like to do is commemorate our two donors that were at the beginning of Ink and Clay. In June of 2020, we lost one of our longtime benefactors and supporters, Bruce Jewett. Bruce always looked forward to Ink and Clay, as he had for many years since 1971, when Ink and Clay first started. He and his partner, Colonel Jim Jones, an alum of Cal Poly Pomona, were fervent supporters of Ink and Clay and helped found this tradition through their generosity. And if it wasn't for these two gentlemen, we would not be here today. Colonel Jones began the long-term support of Ink and Clay by buying works from Ink and Clay each year, and then later donating these to Cal Poly Pomona, which began the Ink and Clay collection. He also established an endowment to support this annual effort. Bruce Jewett continued the practice by supporting financially each year since Colonel Jones's passing, and making donations for purchase awards in the name of Colonel Jones through the Memorial Purchase Award in his honor. For them, it was important to keep the traditional media of ink, printmaking, hand drawing, ceramics, pottery making, and clay sculpture alive and well. There was a time in the 1970s when it was feared that these disciplines would fade by being overshadowed by minimalist painting, resin sculpture, and later tech-based media. Luckily, these once considered lower art forms, and I say that in quotes, please don't anyone get mad at me, it's not my words, has been steadily debunked over the decades. And clay and printmaking, ink, and a combination of these with other media are alive and well. Let's give that an applause. Upon Mr. Jewett's passing in 2020, he created a trust to continue the granting of the Memorial Award in the honor of the name of Colonel Jones for perpetuity. I'd like to take a moment to honor Bruce Jewett and Colonel Jones for their generosity and selfless acts. Members of the family, Joshua Beckman and Nathan Jewett and Lisa Little, and other family members who planned to be here today, but at the last minute were unable to make it to this event. They did not want me to say that, they wanted me to say, that they are very grateful for the recognition of both Bruce and Jim, and happy that the university carries on the tradition that is Ink and Clay, not only through this cyclical national competition and exhibition, but also utilizing the show as an instructional tool within the campus curriculum. Keeping Ink and Clay alive is important, and alive and well at CPP with continued, it is alive and well at CPP with continued coursework in printmaking and ceramics as part of the art department's curriculum. As many universities have moved away from some of this traditional media, our campus still incorporates these in their programs, along with tech-based media that is an essential part of their programs today. We as an institution will honor both Bruce Jewett and Colonel Jones, and I will always remember them both fondly. Please take a moment, if you can, to read both of their bios along with the history of Ink and Clay on our text panels exhibited in the West Gallery in that corner over there today. Next, I would like to present a special recent addition to our College of Environmental Design, our new Dean, Mary Ann Akers. This year, the College of Environmental Design welcomed Mary Ann Albanasa Akers as our newest dean. She joins Cal Poly from Morgan State University in Baltimore, Maryland, which is among the nation's most diverse, historically Black colleges and universities, and the only university to have its entire campus designated as a national treasure by the National Trust for Historic Preservation. That's cool. I did not know that. I found that out when I was researching it just yesterday. I thought, this is the crowd that would really appreciate that. There she served as the founding dean of the School of Architecture and Planning since 2008. She previously held academic and administrative appointments at the University of Georgia, Michigan State University, and the University of the Philippines. Throughout her career, she has been a champion for student success as well as diversity, inclusion, and educational equity, bolstering community engagement, and establishing a broad record of innovation in academic and scholarly programs. Thank you so much for being here today. Would you like to say a few words? No. It's okay. You don't have to.
Well, welcome, and thank you very much, Michelle. You're an exceptional, really exceptional director of our museums. Thank you so much. I'd like a loud shout out for Michelle. Again, welcome, and thank you to the artists who have contributed to this exhibit. And I look forward to more exceptional shows in the future. This is my 7th week here, and I love California. Thank you.
I'm going to ask you to help me present the Colonel Jones Awards, if you want to come over to this side. Sorry, we should have rehearsed. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and announce the Colonel Jones Memorial Purchase Award in combined use of ink and clay, and that goes to Mary Nodge. The Colonel Jones Memorial Purchase Award. And this is for voices. I think she's in shock. It's the piece that we have right in front of you here in the middle of the room. Another of Colonel Jones Memorial Purchase Awards goes to Sarah Bryant, the Radiant Republic. And unfortunately, I'm pretty sure Sarah's not here because she didn't pick up the previous award. But please take a look at her work. The video is exquisite, so do take a look at that when you have a chance. And then the last Colonel Jones Purchase Award in ink goes to Robert Alexander is also not here, but please. So I was hoping that they would be here, but we'll make sure he gets it. Now, Robert Alexander, so that you know, is an adjunct faculty member of our architecture department. So, as I mentioned in the bio of Dean Akers, and thank you for being here today. It means a tremendous amount. Okay. So now we'll go ahead and present the University President's Purchase Award, and that goes to Joy Notch for Give Us Your Tire. Again, she's the youngest, it's in New York, and that didn't make it today. So we'll make sure that she gets that, and that we will be purchasing the 25 letters here with the QR codes as part of the university's collection. Okay, and now I'd like to invite a few additional people back up here. David, would you please come up to represent the jurors? And Sarah Meyer, are you here? Sarah, please come on up. Dean Akers is here to represent President Coley, who couldn't be here today. I'm very sorry she couldn't make it. She's traveling this weekend. David is here to represent the three jurors, and Sarah is here to represent, and not myself, to represent the Art Acquisitions Committee for the university. So there were 6 people who recognized the importance of this work before the president even did, and then she did as well. So now for a very unique one-time 45th anniversary award, the University President's Special Recognition Award. This award is being granted as a special award for recognition because President Coley hopes at some future date to be able to acquire this work for the university ink and clay collection. She's making it her purpose to do a fundraising opportunity for this work because she believes in it so strongly, as do all of us. President Coley was enthralled with the importance and meaning behind this work and excited to support the artistic endeavors of this young talent. The jury unanimously voted to recommend this work for the university purchase, as did the university's Art Acquisition Committee. The family of Bruce Jewett did as well, and Colonel Jones also concurred. So I'd like to announce the 2022 University's President's Special Recognition Award to Jason McCormack. You're a very eloquent speaker, so I have no doubt that you can do this.
Thank you. You know, what can I say? It was really great. It's been a pretty incredible experience. I've been received with a lot of love and appreciation, and you know, I got the stage that I was hoping for to have the conversation that spurred the purpose of these first place, and I can't express the gratitude that I feel for that. I mean, I'm obviously honored to be here right now. I'm honored to have received this award, this whole experience. But really, the actual reason why I made this piece has been talked about, appreciated, and there's conversations going on, and that's everything for me. You know, like seriously. You know, all of this stuff is cool, but that's really that is it for me. And I can't thank you enough for granting me that opportunity to have that. You know, so yeah, thank you all. You know, for being here. Thank you. You know, we had a lot of emails back and forth. We had talked a lot. You know, fun to know you now. You know, it's great to meet you in person.
Me too. And charming. You're really charming. So I'm happy to.
Likewise, you know, so just thank you so much. Thank you.
represent a group, and thank you for that. Thanks, Sarah. Okay, we're not done. We have one last little group of awards, which, not little, they're important. They're the Gallery Curator's Choice Awards. That's me. So, we're going to go on to the next group. All right, so the next award is the 2022 Gallery Curators Sculpture Courtyard Choice Award in Clay. And if that doesn't give it away, Andrew Blockelchen, Windows to the Sea, please come up and pick up your award. Okay, and then the next, you might all be very sad that she's not here. Sarah Bryant for the 2022 Gallery Curators Book Arts Choice in Ink Award. Now, Sarah won many awards and a purchase award for the piece that's in the back over there, but I felt that this piece right here was really important too. It deals with education and every type of bookmaking that there is, or not every type, but a lot of the different types, and it's very interesting, so take a look at that piece when you have a chance. So that's Sarah Bryant for REF. The librarians, I think, would love that piece. All right, and then the next piece I'd like to award, the 2022 Gallery Curators Educator Choice Award in combined use of ink and clay, goes to Sarit Katowski, and I'm glad she's here today, for Sacred Trust, Broken. A few words about her work.
Sacred Trust Broken is it's a very inspired piece. I've worked on irradiation contamination from the nuclear industry. In New Mexico, I worked directly with people who were exposed at the Trinity test site that had never been compensated, involuntary exposure, and that's what the piece is about, also to the uranium workers, and how people are damaged by how they eat and drink and grow their food and breathe. And I want everybody to support the Radiation Exposure Compensation Act, which is in Congress right now and in the Senate, and it's been there for over 10 years, and it won't budge. And call your congressional delegation and tell them that you support the expansion of the Radiation Exposure Compensation Act to all of the people of New Mexico, because we deserve it. We've been involuntarily put in harm's way with no apology and no compensation. Thank you.
And that work is also work that is not for sale, because Sarah is interested in it traveling as an educational piece. So if anybody is interested or has connections to any arts and educational institutions that might be interested in exhibiting her work, I'm sure she'd be more than happy. The next piece is not just for me, but is also the unanimous jury award in ink and the Gallery Curator's Choice Award to Robert Alexander. I'm sure he's going to kick himself for not being here today. And last but not least, I have not seen him, but I hope he's here today. Also a unanimous jury award in clay, as well as my choosing for it to be one of the Gallery Curator's Choice Awards, is to Ryan Hennessy for Babel. I have not seen Ryan. Has anyone seen Ryan today? Oh, Ali, did you see him? It's unfortunate, but he's a local guy. I'm sorry he's not here. A lot of us know him though. He's been around for a few years showing. So I will be sending all of the artists that are not here their certificates and their award paperwork. For those of you who did win monetary awards, please complete that paperwork. You can do it today if you'd like, leave it with me, or you can mail it in. I'd like to add one more message that came to me later, just recently, just right before the ceremony. And I wanted to mention this as well. You know, we've had a lot of artists over the last 45 years be part of Ink and Clay. And when you stop seeing them participate in the show, you kind of wonder what happened to them. And this year, you know, we lost a few. And I want to just recognize an artist that's participated a lot over the years, to the point where, you know, she got an Ink and Clay Purchase Award, and she's in our collection. And with her strong determination, she got herself a show here too. And that was the first show I did when I came on board in 2014. Is the first show I worked on. And I'm just, you know, so sorry to hear that she's gone. And luckily her family reached out to me and asked if she could still be participating in the jury part, to get juried in, and she did get selected. So her work is on display here today, and unfortunately we don't have a slide because I didn't have enough time to add her into the slide presentation. But it is Anne Bingham Freeman, who just was a bundle of life and energy. If you ever were here at our openings, she filled the room, and I mean that spiritually. And anyway, so we're sorry for the family's loss, and thank you so much for being here today, and please come up and say a few words.
Good evening. I'm Erin Freeman, the eldest daughter of Anne Bingham Freeman. This is her husband, Fred Freeman. From this point on, our family will be giving a $500 award every year at the Ink and Clay. She absolutely loved this show, was very much a part of what she did and who she was. She continually pushed people beyond their concepts. She always came at things with such a different point of view that I think that people expanded their own, learning their own world just by being around her. It is a shame that she's gone, but her artwork still lives on and makes us all think and take another look at what we think the current expectations and the boxes that we maybe don't see outside of. So thank you very much for honoring her tonight too.
I cannot tell you how much that means for an artist who's been so long a part of this show. Sometimes got in the show and sometimes didn't get in the show. And that's what happens with a juried show like this. And as we've expanded to be a national competition, you know, a lot of the local artists maybe may have gotten squeezed out a little bit over time. And those of you who are dedicated to your craft keep getting in. And it's wonderful to see that. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here today and for including her in you know, now reaching out to me to make sure, because they asked if it was okay whether she should be, you know, entered into the show for jury. And I said, well, of course. I mean, she's been such a part of this institution for so long. It was the last piece that she made. That's wonderful. What a wonderful legacy to know that, to have that. And for you to, with your generosity, to offer an award for an additional award for each year, I thank you so much for that. And I'll be reaching out to you. To all the artists and participants, and I'm almost done, I promise. Thank you for your hard work and dedication to the field and to sharing your calling to our communities. Your work contributes to making the world better and building a brighter future. I thank those of you who are dedicated to the arts, visual artists and fine artists educators. I thank you for the dedication to your calling, for risking it all to share yourselves, your thoughts, your lives, your craft, which in turn serves to inspire me and others every day. Thank you to their families and mine who are here today. Thank you for bearing with me as I do these events and put on these shows. And sometimes I'm not available as I'd like to be for my little goddaughter right there. So I think it does inspire me to do my job every day, and I love it. I love it, even no matter how hard it gets sometimes. I love it. I care about it so much. So thank you to my family and to all of your families and to all my amazing student staff, the art department, the College of Environmental Design, the donor families, the university president's office for their continued support. I, as the curator of the Kellogg University Art Gallery, the Huntley Gallery, and the University Art Collections, wish you joyous and meaningful reflection this weekend. Peace and blessings to all of you. Thank you.